To practice Chan is to cultivate, number one, blessings, number two, wisdom. This is very fundamental. Practicing Chan is to cultivate blessings and cultivate virtue. This is what helps your Chan practice and bring it to maturity. And this is why if you think that meditation is simply breathing or mechanically reciting a mantra or something, it's not going to bring you success. The biggest success comes when you also are accruing blessings and virtue. Blessings, again, just to beat it into your head, blessing is to help others. Meaning, the more you can benefit others, the more you have blessings. There's no excuses. No, but, if you benefit more others, you have more blessings. Therefore, your Chan skills will mature faster. Number two, you cultivate virtues as well. And what is virtue? This talk is inspired by, I made a visit to, in Taiwan, I went to a temple, and this great monk here, he put it on the three huge doors, bronze door to his temple. Each door has, each door talks about virtues. So in order to cultivate virtues, you cultivate three things. What are those three things? And this is textbook Buddhist knowledge, fundamental knowledge. To cultivate virtues, what are the nature of virtues? There are three types of virtues. The virtues of the Dharma body, the virtues of liberation, and the virtues of prajna, or wisdom, or transcendental wisdom. Virtues have three aspects. Again, virtues of Dharma body, virtues of prajna, or wisdom, and virtues of liberation. If you do those three things, then you are accruing virtues. And if you have virtues, then you know what? Your Chan practice grows by leaps and bounds as well. Similarly, if you accrue a lot of blessings, udus and udu blessings, all of a sudden your samadhi power increases so fast as well. The first thing that's most probably easiest for you to understand maybe is prajna. Virtue is prajna wisdom. Prajna wisdom is wisdom of being liberated, transcendental liberation, meaning that you put an end to your suffering. Biggest problem you have in life, if we suffer and we don't know how to put an end to it. So what the Buddhists seem to overlook, most Buddhists seem to overlook, is why having prajna is a virtuous thing, why having prajna wisdom is virtue, because you are a great problem solver. Prajna is very practical knowledge. It's very useful because it enables you to solve problems so much better than the average individual. Okay? We go to school, we get our degrees in order to solve problems, learn how to problem solve, especially if you go into the new fields like AI. It's a brand new field, and therefore they're looking for people with great problem solving skills. Because it's not a clearly defined field yet. The requirements are still unclear to them. So what is required of us making giant strides in new discovering, new growth, is that we're able to solve problems. And by the way, this is what good companies are looking for in all of you. Problem solving skills. Okay? prajna is extremely useful at solving problems. What are those people? The people with higher level of samadhis. Each samadhi level, okay, if you go to the next level, you are much wiser, and wiser. What happens is that your mind is freed from its boundaries. When we hear, the analogy is this. It's like you at samadhi level 3, whatever it is. It's like you at floor number 30. You can only see so far. When you go next level, okay, let's say level 4, let's say the equivalent of floor number 40, you can see much further. At 30, you have obstruction from trees, from whatever, other buildings and so forth. You go up there, okay? You have fewer obstructions, if you will. So physically, that's what actually happens to you, the wiring in here. So you're able to see a lot further. And therefore, at 30, at floor number 30, you're physically bound by this. There's some physical boundaries. There's only so much you can see, so much you can conceive of. When you get to the next level, it's much higher. Therefore, you have the ability to see a lot more when necessary, when challenged. That's why you have to be there and then you see, oh, I can see more than before. I understand more than before. I comprehend much faster than before. Absorb so much more than before, effortlessly. That's why you're here, because more and more as you develop your samadhi levels, the more your wisdom increases. So the mind is able to process a lot more information a lot faster. So therefore, your problem-solving skills are much higher than before. It goes a lot further than that. When you have transcendental wisdom, the ultimate goal we're trying to get up there is that you're able to solve problems in a different dimension. Because your limitation is not just physical, but also your mind is a limitation for you. When you free yourself from that ultimate limitation of your mind, this is what limits the scientists, it's what limits the ordinary people, if you will. Doesn't matter how smart they are, how knowledgeable they are. If they still depend on the thinking mind, okay, that's their limitation. I assure you, I wasn't there, but my belief is that when Einstein developed his theory of relativity, okay, it's not based on the thinking mind, because there's no data that can back him up. They could verify that. It's a moment where he's able to tap into his transcendental mind and say, that's the most plausible explanation for the world-transcending, world-leaping discoveries in mankind. So the virtue of prajna is the ability to solve problems, the world's problems, better than before. Next type of virtue is the virtue of liberation. What is liberation? When you hear liberation, liberation from bondage, liberation from slavery. This is what most people don't think about, because you are submerged in it day in, day out. That's why you don't see it as a need to liberate yourself anymore. Liberation from your afflictions. Yes, liberation, number one, from birth and death, because that's what really binds you right now. We've been revolving the wheel of reincarnation since beginningless time. We're going to keep on doing it over and over again, time and time again. That's the nature of our existence. We've been doing it for so long that we don't even think of trying to get out of birth and death. We're so afflicted, and we don't know how to put an end to it. Putting an end to it is to liberate ourselves from afflictions. So why is liberation a virtue? When you're afflicted, you're drained. You keep on draining people. You keep on draining others around you. You notice that? We're like a black hole of afflictions. A black affliction, like being afflicted is like being a black hole. We go on sucking and draining people's energy. And that's why afflicted people are unpleasant to be with. That's why some of us choose to be single. Okay, we can't handle our own afflictions. Why would you, burden yourself with someone else's afflictions? And some people are still looking for a way to burden themselves with more afflictions. So, to be liberated from your afflictions is actually a virtuous thing, because you are not constantly draining others 24 hours a day. Isn't that interesting, Buddhist perspective, how damaging it is to be afflicted? So that's a virtue. The virtue is that if we are free from afflictions, we're not draining anyone. In other words, people are draining each other constantly. All right? Number 3, the virtue of the Dharma body. Why is it a virtue, the Dharma body? You see, I've been teaching for 20 years now, almost 2 decades, and never really bothered to go into these fundamental concepts in Buddhism. But as your skills are up there, samadhi is up there, wisdom up there, now we're in a position where we should go back to the fundamentals of Buddhist teaching, so that you understand why you've been developed this way, and in particular that you are able to absorb it a lot more readily than before, a lot faster than before, much easier than before. Okay, and so this helps you understand eventually understand why we give you different instructions, a process, or the Chan teachings, Chan training techniques are that way, because it helps you build up those aspects of Chan by helping you build blessings and help you build virtues. Okay? Anyway, so the third aspect of virtue is the Dharma body, which is a little bit more difficult for most of us. Okay? Dharma body refers to the what you attain when your level of enlightenment is high enough. Okay? So it typically is the Mahasattvas who begin to develop their own Dharma body. And when you become a Buddha, then it's full-fledged. Okay? And so it's if you will, to still keep it mysterious for you, the Dharma body is totality, being total. And that is a virtue. It doesn't have to make sense to you, but having a Dharma body is a virtuous thing. And that's a natural thing that you will attain when your level of enlightenment gets higher and higher. All right? All right. And that's the nature of wisdom. That is, even there are certain things that you don't understand, we still need to talk to you about it, okay, to prepare you for the one day when you meditate and you say, that's why. All right? It's sort of like personal pleasure of discovery and understanding that is kind of fascinating.
阿弥陀佛，阿弥陀佛，阿弥陀佛，阿弥陀佛，阿弥陀佛，阿弥陀佛，阿弥陀佛。